Okay, as promised, I'm back. I'm not going to show you the entire spell. But I will show you as I put stuff into my charm bag. Now, you can cleanse this bag before you start putting your herbs in it. And just to save a step, what I will do is after I'm finished it, I will cleanse it all before I put it on my altar. And all that. Of course, I've already put earlier, I was sitting there playing with my smudge stick and I smudged a little bit of it anyway. So what we're going to do, I have here, let's see, where to start? We'll start with mint. Now, one thing you need to make sure of is that these bags are really pretty. And you can see the stuff in them, you know, they're more ornamental. But these kind of bags, you need to make sure, of course, that it's not, the holes in there aren't big enough that any of your herbs can fall through, okay? Or you're just going to have herbs falling out all over your car. Which to witches, that ain't bad, but still, you want them contained in here. This has enough that it breathes and you can smell through it and all that, but the holes aren't big enough for anything to go through it. And I chose white. Well, first of all, this bag was given to me by a very special person with something in it that was very special. So I thought I'd recycle it and use it as a protection bag. Some people will say you have to have a certain color. I don't think all that's important. What's important is what's in it and the intent that's in it. If you want one that matches your car interior, that's fine too. Really, the bag is the least of choosing the bag, except for making sure that the holes aren't too big, is the least of the skill of the spell. So anyway, I chose this white one. I don't normally use white. I usually use black when it comes to protection, but I just felt like using this one this time. Okay. Now I'm gonna use mint, just regular old mint. You can use, oh, it smells so good. It smells like that spearmint gum. Just use regular mint. I tried to pick some herbs that most people would have on hand. So we are going to use, you can use as many of your herbs as you want, but just remember that less is more. First of all, it doesn't take that much for your spells. And you want to try to save your herbs because, as we all know, none of this stuff is very cheap. So you want to make your herbs last as long as possible. I usually just get, about what'll fit right in here in your hand. I'll cut my hand and I'll do that. Or if, like in this, I'm going to use a teaspoon because, it's extremely hard for me to take it from my hand and pour it over in the bag like this. I'm going to spill most of it out. It's a lot easier to guide it with my spoon. You can use, I don't know, I'll just grab some. We're not going to be all that picky about it. What I usually do is, like when you're measuring anything else, I'll smooth it out in my spoon. Where it'll all lay flat and covers the spoon. So see, it's not very much, really. Now you'll need to put the intent in here, and I have to do this while I'm not going to do it as long as I normally would, because when I'm done with the whole thing and after I smudge it, then I will put, I may not even smudge it this time because I smudge my altar while most of my spells are going anyway. So whenever I get them all in here together, I'll just enchant them all together also. So this right here is just going to be a quick, hey, how are you doing? This is what you're here for, top thing. Okay. And then I will just pour it in my little baggie here. That's simple. Okay. Now on to the next one. Whoops. Wrong one. I need to wipe my jars down too. They're starting to feel kind of yucky. Now we're going to use the lemongrass, which is excellent for protection. I was talking to Lady Blindwolf earlier, and we happened to mention lemongrass, and this is actually what citronella is from. Did y'all? It's also citronella. It's pretty much it's the same thing to repel mosquitoes. So once again, it goes back to anything that these herbs are used for in society. You can use them in witchcraft. It repels mosquitoes, therefore it's a repellent. That's what we want to do with this, is repel negative energy and bad luck as you travel. It's for the car. So you get a little bit of this. It's kind of hard to get the lemongrass on there too. It's really not easy to keep it on the spoon. So okay, I'll put it in there. Once again, I remind you, if you have cats or any other animals, research the herbs. Don't let any of them drop on the floor. Some of them are very poisonous, dangerous to cats. Just like, as I always say, one that you wouldn't think would be, it'd be eucalyptus, and it will kill a cat. So use with caution. Okay. Now, I had a hard time choosing between mugwort, but I use mugwort for everything. I think what I'm going to do with this time is I'm going to use cat's claw. Okay. And I actually, when my cats shed their claws, I actually put their claws in here. It has real cat claws in it. I'm going to use it. It's a really good protection herb. Ugh. Don't smell all that great, but it's a good protection herb. So we're going to put that in there. Okay, put it in there. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, and it just hit me, see how things happen? I am going to put a little bit of mugwort in there, not necessarily for the protection qualities of it, but because my goddess, Hecate, likes mugwort. This is one of her herbs. So whenever I finish with putting this stuff in this bag, and I'll take it in there to my altar, there will also be an offering in here for her. So I'm really killing two birds with one stone, if you see what I'm saying. So this is how I will enchant that. Okay, I'm going to put that in there. Okay. Now, I just got too much stuff on my table. Now this beautiful smelling stuff. This, it's usually used, it's star anise. It's usually used for luck, money, stuff like that. I mean, the luck of it, definitely could be used as, lucky travel, safe travel, however. But I'm just going to get kind of like a small handful. And I will enchant them, but it's just to let it know what qualities of it I want to use from it. And star anise, to me, there's a lot of reasons I'm putting it in this bag. First of all, is the smell. It smells beautiful. It smells like licorice, like black licorice. Those of you that have never smelt it. It's a star, To me, it just reminds me of the pinnacle. Of course, whenever you get it, you're not ever going to get perfect seeds, They're going to have some little flowers broke off or petals broke off of them and what have you. But they still do the same thing. That's why I get several of them. But I'll enchant them right quick. Okay. I don't know what my cat has found to get in there, but they're doing something. Okay. Now the final step will be a few crystals. Now, if you don't have these, that's fine. But I get these little chips. They come in handy for so many different reasons. I use them in my protection oils, my love oils, all kinds of stuff. But you can just use a regular amethyst crystal in a clear quartz if you want, or just the amethyst. You don't have to have a clear quartz, and you don't have to put any of these at all because really you have enough protection in this bag already. I just like to add crystals to magnify And I won't put very many in here. And like I said, these are just little chips. So I'll just grab a few of each. And you know, you'll need to recharge this bag every once in a while. Now, if you choose to use the same herbs that are in it, you can reactivate them. But after, I don't know, after no more than a year for sure, I mean, I'd change the herbs out. You know, recycle them, burn them in as an incense, as their final outing. You know, however you want to do it. But I do believe that this bag, depending on how much you travel, some of us are in our cars more than others, a lot more than others. So depending on how much you travel, I'd re-enchant it, I guess it would be the word. Now, I am putting the amethyst in there. Everybody knows the amethyst crystal is for protection. And I'm putting the clear quartz in there to amplify it and to add to the protection. So you can put anything in this bag you want. Just research whatever, and however you want to do it. This is just an idea of something that you can do. Okay, then I'll drop these down in there. And I got them all in there without putting them on my, throwing them all over my table. Now I will pull this very tightly closed. Oh, it already smells good. Yeah, you can smell it. It smells so good. You shake it up. Put more intention as you're shaking it. Wake them up. Wake them up. Wake up. Put your energy in them. Rub them. Wake them up. Now, what I will do is put them, I will get a black candle and a white candle, a chime candle, because you need to sit there with this while it burns, okay? While the candles, until the candles burn down. On your candles, since we're doing a protection spell, we're putting all the protection we can in and around this bag. So if you want, I'm sure I would. I probably will. I have sage oil in there that I will probably bathe my candles in. Or I won't say bathe. I mean, you don't soak them. I mean, I guess you can, but you're wasting oil, and you just don't need that much. Just a little drop, and then rub it. You know how you do a candle. I'm not going to do that here because the minute I do that, I'm going to set them in their holders on my altar, and I'm going to light them up. And if you wanted to, as you're doing these, you can keep a little bit out too, and put it in a little bowl or something. And when you're done with the bag, then you can, mix all them around in your bowl, except for the star anise. Because as I said, for this, it is mainly, for this spell, the star anise is mainly in there for the aroma. Just make your car smell good. Although it is used for good luck, That quality will still be in here, but it'd be really hard to put it on a candle. Even, I mean, you can mash it up as hard as you wanted to and get it as soft, but that would take a long time, and you just really don't have to go through all that with all these others that you have. I guess they're chasing a fly. So, anyway, you could keep some of these out, your regular herbs like your mugwort, your cat's claw, your mint, and your, actually the mugwort, you don't even have to do. Because that is that went in there just specifically as a gift to my goddess. These three, the lemongrass, the mint, and the cat's claw. Whenever you're putting them in the bag, just save a little bit out. Put it to the side in a little bowl or something. And if you want, whenever it doesn't have to be both candles. It can be if that's the way you want to do it. Like I will put the sage oil on there. I'm not going to put any more herbs on there like I'm about to tell y'all you could do. You can take those out, sprinkle them on your one or both of your candles over the sage oil. You better stop. And anyway, you can light them. They got me distracted. Then you will take your white candle and your black candle and your orange candle. The black candle, I usually, during any spell, when I'm doing something like this or any sort of spell, I will put, unless it's a hex, which I don't do very often. In fact, I can count on one hand, minus a finger or two, how many hexes I've actually put out in my lifetime. Anyway, I use the black candle for deflecting negativity away from it, away from the spell. And of course, the orange one is protections on roads, open roads. You can research all these and see why I use them. And then I will set this bag in between them. I will call on my goddess and ask her to bless it and watch over it and put her energy into it. And it will be done. Now, I believe in recycling if you can. But like I have tied that, you want it tied pretty tight. You don't want them sloshing out and all over your car. But you can put also. They make the little charms. That go on the little bracelets, or you can buy the little bags of little charms. The moons, the stars, the pentagrams or pinnacles, stuff like that. And you could put one around here if you wanted and let it dangle down, which is probably what I will do. I have a pinnacle in there that I will probably do that with. Just for added protection and, of course, a symbol. It's a symbol of protection. Everybody knows, everybody sees, even the entities. So you can do that. When you get in the car, you can just reach up and touch the bag. Like if you have it on your rear view mirror, I normally do not recommend anyone putting anything on their rear view mirror. To me, it blocks your vision. Or it could impair your vision. And that's not good. I mean, you're kind of defeating the purpose if it's a protection sachet and it's the one that causes you to have a wreck because you didn't see that car coming over and you went anyway. See what I mean? So, because even though you have your protectors around you, we still have to watch our P's and Q's, and don't do things that we know are going to harm us. When you're driving. Yes, this is excellent protection. That doesn't mean that you can just be, an ignorant driver and not pay attention to what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? This is not driving your car, it's protecting your car. So, anyway, this is just one little way to do these things. You can put this, if you can put it in your glove box. While you want the aroma out, you could even maybe, hang it over your radio knob, or your air conditioning and heating knobs. There's all kinds of other places to hang this in your car to where you can smell it, and they even look pretty. And you can dress this bag up however you want. It really does smell good. I can sit and smell star anise forever. Oh, it smells beautiful. And there's all different kinds of other herbs you can use. You don't have to use these specific ones. There are so many protection herbs. So many. You can research them and use whichever ones you want. These are just some I picked out. A lot of times I'll try to use herbs that I don't get to use very often in certain things, because a lot of these, some of them that I have are only good for one or two things. So when I have the opportunity to use them, I do. And the same as in, I stress all the time, save your herbs. Use them sparingly. So if you don't want to sprinkle them on your candle after you have it oiled down, and if you don't have sage oil, you can research any other carrier oil that you can, not carrier oil. I have sage oil, I have dragon's blood oil, I have so much in there, just because I enjoy making stuff. Now also, you want that whole altar to be in protection mode. So after you've lit your candles, you can put it in a little crystal bowl. You can make it look as pretty as you want, or just flat out lay it on your altar in between the two burning candles. Like I said, you can use 2 orange, or you can use 1 black, 1 orange. You can use 1 white, 1 orange, but make sure you have at least 1 orange candle. It's for open and safe roads. So I'm just called to an orange candle. But I usually always have a black one. And you can burn protection incense. You can burn your sage. You can burn dragon's blood. There's all kinds of them. Lavender. I also try to pick something that my goddess loves, and she loves lavender. To me, that's her favorite scent. She may resonate with somebody else with something different, but I use lavender a lot with her, and she seems to really like it. So I have her herb in here as an offering to her for blessing my bag and for putting her energy in there also. And that's what I'll do. I'll go in there, I'll light my candles, I'll sit here with this bag in my hands while the candles are burning. And when I know and feel that my intent is completely in there, which it's already on its way, because I enchant the herbs whenever I put them in there, as y'all seen me do. Now I will put them all together. I'm joining them. I'm marrying them, as sometimes it's called. I'm joining them together so that they act as one. And then I will set it down in between those candles, where the candles are burning, with my incense going, and I will sit there until those candles burn down. And I will probably leave this sitting on my altar for, I don't know, 12 or so hours, um, just to make sure that Hecate is through with it. And I mean, you could leave it 24 if you wanted. It's totally up to you, but I think 12 is sufficient. Even 8 is probably sufficient. Or just however long you feel in your soul that you need to leave it there. But, and then you go and you take it and you put it somewhere in your car. And you have a really cute sachet of protection. And there it is. Okay. Blessed be. I'm out. I'm going to go finish this up. Bye-bye.